The most terrifying thing is to accept oneself completely. Carl Jung. You move through life, hoping to be seen, to be heard, to matter. But the world keeps walking. Eyes pass through you. No one stops. And you wonder, why does no one respect me? Let me ask you instead, do you respect yourself? You seek approval, but do you stand with your own truth? You want to feel strong, but have you faced what weakens you? Carl Jung once said, the most terrifying thing is to accept yourself completely. That is where it starts. We wear masks. We smile. We adjust. We blend in. This is the persona, a version crafted to survive, but not to be real. Behind it hides something deeper. The shadow, the thoughts you reject, the emotions you bury, the parts you hide even from yourself. They don't disappear. They wait and grow. Others sense it. Not your words, but your energy, your presence. If you don't stand by yourself, no one else will. If you tolerate lies within, you accept them from others. If you turn away from your needs, they will too. Respect begins inside, not in titles or applause, but in truth. To be whole, Jung said, is not to be pure, but to accept all that you are, the anger, the fear, the envy, the pain, not to let them rule, but to face them. That is strength. That is integrity. You are not meant to be perfect. You are meant to be honest and brave enough to look inward. You will find what you've denied, and when you do, you will walk differently, speak differently, be seen differently. Until you respect yourself, nobody else will. Most people fear confrontation, but the greatest battle is not with others, it is with yourself. You avoid looking too deep, because you know what's there. Pain, shame, regret. You keep busy, distracted, scrolling, working, talking, but the silence catches up, and in that silence, your shadow speaks. It says, you are not who you pretend to be. You are what you hide. Respect is not something you demand. It is something you embody. People do not listen to words. They respond to presence, and your presence weakens every time you betray your truth. You say yes when you mean no. You smile when you feel hurt. You shrink to keep others comfortable. That is not kindness. That is self-abandonment. Carl Jung believed we cannot change what we do not face. Avoiding your shadow does not erase it. It only makes it stronger. And the more you hide, the more others mirror your fear. People treat you the way you teach them to. If you show up unsure, they will question you. If you show up guilty, they will blame you. If you show up ashamed, they will disrespect you. To change the outside, you must confront the inside. This is not about ego. It's about wholeness. You were not born to please everyone. You were not made to be invisible. You are not here to fit into spaces that crush your soul. You are here to wake up, to remember what you've denied, to bring light into the dark places inside you. The path to respect begins the moment you stop hiding. No more pretending. No more silence where truth should be. No more fear of rejection stronger than your need to live free. Jung taught that healing is not about becoming better. It's about becoming real. And to be real, you must reclaim what you once buried. The forgotten parts. The hurt parts. The wild, honest, broken parts. They are not your weakness. They are your key. People mirror your relationship with yourself, not your intentions, not your words, your energy. When you walk into a room carrying guilt, you invite judgment. When you speak from insecurity, you invite correction. When you doubt your worth, you attract those who confirm that doubt. You are not cursed. You are repeating patterns. Patterns you learned when you were too young to know better. Maybe you were taught to stay small, to be quiet, to never cause problems, to earn love by disappearing, so you became excellent at becoming invisible. You abandoned yourself to keep the peace. But peace built on self-denial is not peace. It's silence, and silence has a cost, Because every time you betray what you feel, you send a message to the world. This is who I am. This is what I deserve. This is how you may treat me. Carl Jung believed we all carry an inner voice, but most of us stop listening to it because it speaks with honesty, and honesty threatens the image, the persona. The truth might say, leave that place, stand up, say no, set a boundary, but we fear the consequences. We fear being left, or judged, or misunderstood, so we ignore the voice, and in doing so, we abandon the self. To respect yourself, you must stop negotiating with your dignity. Not everyone has to like you. Not everyone will, but if you do not choose yourself, you give that power away. Respect is not noise, it's quiet strength. It's knowing who you are, even when no one claps. It's leaving when it's easier to stay. It's speaking when silence feels safer. It's facing discomfort for the sake of truth. That is where power lives. In your alignment, not in approval. Asterisk, you want the world to meet you with respect. But first, you must meet yourself with honesty. You must stop blaming others for what you allow. You must stop waiting to be rescued from patterns you repeat. You are not a victim. You are a mirror, and the reflection will only change when you do. Asterisk, there comes a moment when pretending is no longer enough. You look at your life, and it feels distant, disconnected, fake. You did what they told you. You smiled. You achieved. You played the part. But deep down you know something is missing. Not from the outside, from within. Not who you were told to be. It means separating yourself from the roles you were given, from the guilt you inherited, from the voices that don't belong to you. It is not rebellion. It is return. A return to the self, the part of you that was always there, waiting, watching, buried beneath approval and fear. This journey is not easy. You will lose people. You will question everything. You will grieve the identity you once protected, but you will gain something greater: peace, clarity, integrity. You will begin to stand straighter, speak slower, say less, but mean more. Because when you live in truth, you no longer beg for validation. You become your own authority. Self-respect is not built in a day. It is built every time you choose alignment over performance. When you say what you mean. When you stop apologizing for existing. When you walk away from what wounds you. You stop seeking permission to be whole. You stop editing yourself to be accepted. You become rooted. And from that place, you grow. People notice. Not because you ask them to, but because your energy changes. You don't chase. You don't shrink. You don't explain what doesn't need to be explained. You become quiet, but powerful. Simple, but solid. Because self-respect is not about being louder. It's about being real, and that is unforgettable. Asterisk, you were never broken. Just disconnected. You believed that love must be earned. That respect comes from what you do, not who you are. But that was never true. You are worthy because you exist. You deserve respect because you are whole. Not perfect. Whole. Carl Jung said, the privilege of a lifetime is to become who you truly are. Not your achievements. Not your status. Not your titles. You. But becoming that person requires honesty. You cannot skip the pain. You cannot bypass the darkness. You must pass through it. You must look in the mirror without flinching. You must stop asking others to fix what only you can heal. You must stop begging for what you already carry inside. The power to rise. The power to change. The power to change. The power to say, I am enough. I always was. When you begin to walk like this, people notice. Some will admire it. Some will fear it. Some will leave. Let them. Because you are not here to be understood by everyone. You are here to live in truth. And the truth is this. Until you respect yourself, nobody else will. Respect is not given to who you pretend to be. It's given to the one who is not afraid to be fully seen. So take off the mask. Put down the act. Stop apologizing for your soul. You are not too much. You are not too sensitive. You are not broken. You are becoming, and the world will adjust to your truth, or it won't. Either way, you will finally belong to yourself. I am not what happened to me. I am what I choose to become.